All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Bill with WWP Reacts. I want to talk about Venezuela and the Maduro regime yesterday. What went on? Quite an interesting day. Let me share my screen, I guess. Um, yeah. So um, in Chile, they're going crazy. Uh, Lots of celebrations all over the world. Uh, Maduro gathered after Caracas skyline after large scale attack. Let's look at the Caracas skyline.
Pam Bondi are laying cocaine trafficking charges against President Maduro.
Cocaine.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I have not read, but I've known that evidence has been piling up regarding the Maduro regime's involvement in drug trafficking throughout the region. So that doesn't surprise me. The case has been the evidence has been building. The case has been building. I don't think, frankly, it will be hard to prove the regime's involvement. But the way this was done, I think, raises a lot of questions, as your reporter earlier put out there.
Do you think it is wise what President Trump has done?
Well, from my point of view, from what I've seen, I think it's questionable.
It's questionable.
Apparently, we have not consulted with regional leaders. We've already had statements from very important players in the region: Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, apparently against this. We're all waking up to it this morning or late last night in some instances. I just think there are norms that have to be applied in these kinds of instances if we want them to be successful and accepted. And as your reporter noted and raised, those norms, both internationally and domestically, have appeared to have been averted.
Critics of this action will say that it gives countries like Russia and China the green light to do similar in countries that they would choose to change a regime or a leadership. What would you say to that?
I would have to agree with those critics. I think it puts a lot of instability out there by larger countries that have the ability and the means to effect this kind of action. This is why it's so important to get international support. When you're doing these things, you have to be able to show legitimately that that you're doing this not for your own personal or national interests, but globally. When you're crossing boundaries, when you're...
But that's bullshit. Why would you need to get consensus to go in and do what you have to do? We had to go get rid of this guy, Maduro. He's a crook.
Going into the country, and you have to show that you know what's going to happen next. And from what we've seen so far, there's very little indication that what comes next has been thought about.
Well, in terms of what comes next, what do you know about who is currently in charge in Venezuela? Who is governing the institutions there at this very moment?
I have a lot of questions about that. There are some obvious options out there. There are reports that Delcy Rodriguez is out of the country, but if she's in the country, she's both the vice president and I think the head of their Congress. So she's one option. Diosdado Cabello, who is the party leader, is another option. I think General Padrino, the head of the defense forces, is another option. But frankly, I I don't know. I think it's a very legitimate question. The other part of this, of course, is the two people that that we apparently support, Maria Corina Machado and Edmundo Gonzalez, are both outside of the country, as far as we know, and how we support them getting back in, what that support looks like if we get them back in. All of those are questions that have to be answered, and hopefully they are thinking about this.
Why do you think President Trump acted now on this?
Again, great question. We've got it's totally up in the air why we may be doing this, or it could be all of those reasons. Operationally, clearly the stars had aligned, and it was a good moment for a week.
So this is great. This is I like to see this. This is in Florida. People in Florida, throughout Florida, living it up, enjoying what's going on. That in Venezuela, that Maduro. Look at all these people. I mean, you just have. If you know anybody from Venezuela, how atrocious their lives have been in the last whatever amount of years. Kind of crazy. So, I'm glad to see it. Leave this playing for a little bit. Hey, Lily. Lily. How are you doing, huh? My dog joined us. My doggy has joined us. I don't know if I'll get more people coming in. I hope so. Please feel free to like and comment. Now this is in Chile. Celebrations going on. All right, let's pause this. Let's go back to the Caracas Skyline. Let's see what Sky News is saying. We'll lose it. Well, it shouldn't. Yeah. You can mind his own business, keep some piece of crap. Lefty progressive piece of crap is what he is.